Welcome to St. Augustine this evening, the Mike Davis Show. It is July the 1st. And just like that, 6 months were gone this year. Vanished, never to be seen or heard from again. Unless you made a really bad decision, you have a court date attached to one of those. And then you will have to hear about that again. But other than that, you should be fine. We've got a great show for you this Monday. It's a holiday week. Hopefully you're getting some time off. 4th of July falls on a Thursday, which is kind of an interesting way to put a holiday right in the middle of a week.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Hey, I'm here.
We forgot where the producer Amanda logo was while you were gone. Yeah, we just like ditched that thing.
Right.
It felt like I was abandoned, so we just didn't run it.
If I'm not here, you don't have to put it up.
I know, my name's not
You don't have to put it up when I am here.
I see the big poster that goes over my name when I'm gone frequently.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Well, you travel.
I travel a lot.
And when the cat's away.
The producers will play.
Yes.
Yeah, and I got trolled today. But I'm going to wait till I see Davey in the comments to speak about this trolling. That
all right, Davey.
Today.
He's there. He's watching.
He'll be there. Is Davey on?
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans. We will bring this up. Davey, hang tight. Before we do that, though, we got to make some money. Carmelo's Pizzeria. It's locally operated by the Tringali family. They've got an amazing New York-style brick oven pizza. They also serve salad, sub, wings, and so much more. And if you want burgers, you can go to another Tringali-owned place right down the street. You can go to 123 Burger House. Again, amazing places. Staff at both is great. The food's great. 123 Burger House and Carmelo's Pizzeria. Just amazing places to go get dinner. And a longtime sponsor. We love the boss man, Joe Tringali, and all of his staff. Great folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Opening their doors in 2008, Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, has proudly stood by their customers through hurricanes, major floods, hail, and fires. Through these events, the agency has been a much-needed insurance resource in times of trouble and hardship. Honesty and integrity are the pillars of our core values, says owner Ashley Casey. We pride ourselves on being insurance experts while developing strategies that help our clients meet their insurance needs. They truly enjoy the relationships that they have forged with you, St. Augustine. So call Brightway Insurance, the Casey agency, for all of your insurance needs. We also have Powell Heating and Air Conditioning. Their dedication to customer service has been evident in everything that they do for the 39 years that they have been a locally owned business. From the moment they answer your call to the time they leave your home, they are working to make sure you are comfortable and confident about the care and service you receive from Powell. With their fleet of 10-plus trucks, 15,000 square foot warehouse stocked with parts and equipment, they are ready to serve you around the clock. They service all heating and air conditioning brands, and their emergency service is always open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, including nights, weekends, and holidays. So give them a call today. Don't wait till 4th of July. Make sure you stay cool this holiday.
And Salomon Services. Usually it's everybody can go there, but and everyone can still go there now. They've got a state-of-the-art facility with both indoor and outdoor turf areas. It is air conditioned inside, which is very important this time of year. And they're running a special. They're not charging for the outdoor sauna this time of year.
Yeah.
That's free. When you walk outside, that sauna's free. But if you have kids or young adults who are trying to get in better shape, this is their summer training program. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, they have middle school, high school, and college kids. They come in either at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or 8. Just go the same order I read. Middle school, high school, and college. But great training facility. All of their coaches are certified through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. I'll be there tomorrow. Love working out at Salomon Services. And if you made a goal to get in shape, you got 6 months before the end of the year. There's still time to do this. You can get it done. You're awesome.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Some of us worked hard to get in shape this weekend.
Round is a shape.
It is.
As Troy Blevins says, round is a shape. We have to give him credit for that.
Yes.
We've got nothing in the Jackie Hurd calendar, so today is Welcome Back Amanda Monday.
Thanks.
Jackie doesn't fill in the dates. I make up my own. So welcome back.
Thanks, guys.
I didn't even look to see. Oh.
Davey got to see me before you did. I made good on your bet.
What bet did you make good for?
I survived spin class on Friday.
Did you go? Was it fun?
I did. It was fun. I didn't die.
How much do I owe you for going to spin class?
We'll talk about it off the air.
Oh,
Isabella and I went.
This is gonna. Oh, now it's a 2-for-1.
We had our first spin class together. We survived Sweatfest.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
Is Davey a good teacher?
He's a fantastic teacher. Very
Davey,
motivating.
You never ask a question you don't know the answer to, Davey.
And he didn't judge me for not doing all of the things all the time.
Yeah. Listen, I knew that Amanda would have fun in your class. I knew Davey would be a great teacher. He's just has a lot of energy.
So Isabella did all the things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
My goal was to move the full 90 minutes and to not go to the hospital. And I accomplished my goal.
You moved the full 90 minutes to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Your daughter's not old enough to drive you to the hospital, is she?
As long as I'm conscious and in the car with her, she's got a permit.
Okay. She's got a permit. Okay. All right. Just checking.
Back up just in case.
Also, we forgot to announce July 6th at Volano is a stoking Saturday.
Yes.
So, Task Force Hydro 1.
Yeah, you got it. Take a breath. Okay,
Man,
you got
that was
it.
close. They're stoking Saturdays there, and then July 20th they're up at it's Tanna Park, right?
I just had it up.
I think it's Tanna Park.
I got it.
Yep, I got Hannah written in here, and it's just an incredibly bad.
So July 6th is Volano Beach walkover, North Beach Park, aka the Walkovers,
Yeah.
and then Saturday, July 20th, it's Hannah Park. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
I got it right.
Yeah.
For a Monday, that's pretty good. So you spin class with Davey was great.
Yes.
Will you go again?
Yes, but he only has one class a month that I can attend.
Davey, it's time to straighten out the schedule. It's more important that Amanda get to the spin class than you have free time.
Because
Davey, straighten this out.
He has Sunday school spin, which is during church, and then he has 2 evening spin classes, which are during the show. So yeah.
So Davey, we're gonna play a game, Davey. You just have to pretend that Amanda is training for a tank. And she just needs to be there as often as possible because she's got to get 10,000 miles on the bike to get the tank, Davey.
Oh,
so
no.
it's 10,000 to get the tank, Davey.
the tank.
So you're going to have to help her get the tank, Davey.
Yeah.
That's how this works. I saw it in a movie once.
Yeah. Oh man. PTSD.
It's never going to stop.
We had a swim meet the day after spin
Yes.
class. So Isabella had VBS all week, so she wasn't at swim practice. And then she had the swim meet on Saturday after spin class on Friday. I was doing okay, but a little sore walking around the swim meet. And then we had a whole bunch of home improvement projects after the swim class and a ton of errands. And that was wild. And then Sunday, I was dying, and I'm better today than Sunday, but I'm still a little achy.
A little sore.
Yeah.
Well, you did the spin class. I've been training for the Bridge of Lions run.
All right.
And typically I just run once or twice to make sure I can do it. But last year was a horrible time.
Yeah.
So I decided I'd train a little bit more, and then I sprained my ankle, and then I haven't been training. And so I'm right back to where I always am.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, last week I ran 2 miles. This week I ran a little over 3. And I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to be good. I'm just going to need a lot of people to run really fast in front of me, and I'm just going to chase them.
So typically when I get back into, because I've had to take breaks from working out because of like baby making and stuff. And so when I try and get back into it, I
Does
typically
that take a long time?
a while. Not as long as I took a break for, but a while. And so when I start
Everyone
back,
recovers at their own pace, Amanda. Don't judge yourself.
well, I was recovering and then I got really, really sick, and now I'm recovering from that. But I always like hit it way too hard and then hurt myself, and then I'm derailed from my progress. So I was like, I'm gonna challenge myself just enough that I'll definitely do it again. So that's what I did.
So glad Davey was
Baby
not here
stepping.
to laugh during what you just said.
It's okay.
It's all right. He was laughing somewhere.
Yes.
No, but I think that's great. I think you should get into and do the classes.
Yeah.
And Davey is obviously, he's in pretty good shape too. So
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't do that bicycle thing if you're not in shape.
And he does it way more than once a month.
Well, I also figured out too, I was burning the same amount of calories running as swimming in the pool. I am definitely going to become a swimming in the pool guy.
Yeah.
Swimming in the pool is so much
That's
easier.
why I was a
Yeah.
swimmer and not a runner. Running
Yes.
sucks. I hate running.
Darcy was in a running phase, and we will drive places, and she got out of this running phase years ago, and it's like it's like super hot day. Somebody will be running in the morning, and she'll be like, I am so glad that phase is over of my life. I do not have to do that again.
Yeah. It's just a phase, like emo for some people.
Or dubstep.
Were you ever an emo kid?
No, I was never an emo kid. Emo came so far after me. I was we had Lincoln Logs, and we had stuff that we didn't have computer games. We didn't have any of this stuff. TV was 3 channels. I mean, Occasionally, you could get PBS when they were giving away a tote bag or a chair. We would be allowed to
When they
watch
needed
that.
money.
Yeah, when they needed money. Yes. So that was about it. So,
Yeah.
Davey, what is the magazine that you have left?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to have like an Italian movie moment.
Oh, no.
So the top of the magazine of people is Kate's Royal Return.
Yes.
Hashtag not my royals.
Mhm.
They're not mine. Some of them might be nice people. Some of them definitely are not nice people.
Mhm.
You know who you are too, Andrew. So I don't need that. I hope that she's fine and healthy. I really, truly do. But then there's Kevin Costner on the cover. And it says 100 Reasons to Love America. He's number one.
Interesting. Kevin Costner says he's number one reason.
People magazine. Now, if I was Kevin Costner and I'd found out that was going to be the cover, I'd have made him change it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, Kevin Costner's a pretty good actor and he's done some good things. He's done some bad things. See Waterworld.
Hey, I
Yellowstone.
loved Waterworld.
Of course, because there was water in it. and
I
you're a
wanted to
swimmer.
live in Waterworld.
Yes. But anyway, Kevin's on the cover, right? And I'm okay with him as an actor, but if I'm going to list 10,000 reasons why I love the United States, no actor is going to be in that list. Not anywhere near it or around it.
Not even Clark Gable?
Number one, I'm going to love the fact that we have the freedom to be able to talk about what we want to talk about. And I am thankful for the people that sacrificed so that we could have that. And I'm thankful that our founding fathers said, you know what? I don't want to be taxed for anything. Boy, have we changed.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going to go back to the simpler
I
days.
did see it. Davey asked if we saw that Kevin Costner got testy with Gayle King. I did see that. Got a little salty with her.
What did she get? I missed it. Please inform me.
I-
Enlighten me about what Kevin
Davey,
and
was
Gail.
she asking lots of questions about Yellowstone and he was basically like, drop it?
Well, let me tell you something. I looked at the box office returns for Horizon.
Uh-huh.
So he was third or fourth this weekend in box office returns. So the top two movies were, The Quiet movie.
The Quiet Place 2,
No, it was the first day.
first
The
day.
Quiet Place, the first day. So I guess it was like a prequel to the other ones.
I hate prequels.
And then they had a Disney movie, Inside Out 2. So both of those did about $50 million.
yeah, she kept asking about his reasons for leaving Yellowstone and he wasn't having it. People say you left because of Horizon and it caused problems for you on Yellowstone. Evidently, the journalist pressed on, claiming people say Kevin Costner and Yellowstone creator Taylor Sheridan are both giant egos and very powerful. So who's bigger? What's the issue? And so yeah, he lashed out. He didn't like it. Lost his temper. This isn't therapy, Gail. We're not going to discuss this on the show. Really, I mean, honestly. So drop it.
Well, they all want to know why, and they all wanted to get the reaction out of him. So she got what she wanted. She got a headline.
Yeah.
Now people either go watch the interview or not.
People know she actually has a show still.
Who is she again?
She's Oprah's best friend.
Who is she again?
Exactly.
I meant both of them.
She was trying to have
They don't
her
help me.
Oprah moment
No,
with
no.
Kevin Costner, and she didn't get it.
So anyway, the box office was only 11 million.
Right on.
So usually box office will drop by about 30 to 50% going into week 2. The movie cost $50 million to make. So he's got a ways to go to get Horizon back to I know a way for him to make a quick $4 or $5 million bucks.
Yeah.
Show up on Yellowstone.
Yeah. Probably more than 4 or 5 million.
Yeah. Show up on Yellowstone. Even if it was $2 million an episode, that's $20 million. That'll help you bridge the gap.
Yeah.
I always said if this movie did really well, he wasn't going back to Yellowstone. If it did poorly, he would need Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But if I know Taylor Sheridan, he's probably like, nope, too late. We've already written people in. We got this.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't.
It was $100 million passion project, Horizon.
Well, it's 2 movies, so it's $50 million a movie.
It says Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1 was $100 million passion project.
I saw International Movie Database had it at $50 million.
All right.
So if it's $100
First
million,
installment of a 4-part series.
he's in deep trouble. Those of you that were like loved Horizon and you're waiting on part 3, you better get your buddies to go see it, or there isn't going to be a part 3.
He put up $50 million of his own money to get the film made.
Yeah.
Ew. He's been trying to accomplish this since '88.
Mm-hmm.
He picked a real bad time to actually get it in the box office because box office sucks right now.
Well, I think we talked about this where you're on box office right now. It was one of our questions.
Yeah. It's tragic.
It's tragic. I mean, nobody wants to go to the movies anymore because everybody's mad at the stupid stuff that they keep putting in the movies.
Well, even movies that I've heard aren't terrible, like aren't woke, aren't full of, the message TM.
Mm-hmm.
They're still tanking because people just don't want to waste their money on it.
Yeah.
The economy's too tight to waste spending your money on something in the box office that you don't know whether or not it's going to be a woke piece of trash that's just preaching at you the whole time.
I want to go see this movie, but I've read some of the reviews, and apparently it's really slow. But I have to say, I loved Open Range.
Mm-hmm.
And the first 30 minutes of Open Range, I was like, when are these guys going to go do something?
I don't mind a slow movie if it's a slow burn to something.
I thought Open Range was one of his better movies. Robert Duvall was. You have not seen it? Is on the Wheel of Destiny.
Oh man,
we're adding Open
I'm
Range
adding it right now.
We are adding Open Range to the Wheel of Destiny.
I have another movie that we can add to it, but it's got romance in it, so I don't know if you'll get mad at me.
What's the name of the movie?
Huh?
What's the name?
It's called It's About Time is what it's called. About Time.
It's About Time. Is this the one with Christopher Reeves?
No.
It's About Time. Who's in this movie?
Rachel McAdams is in it.
Okay, I'm in.
All right. It's a time traveling movie.
She's cute.
Which our current movie is a time traveling movie also.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Open Range, not a time traveling movie.
No.
But Open
you
Range.
You have to travel back in time to watch it.
Open Range is about doing the right thing.
All right.
It's a good. You would like Open Range. You really
About
really
Time
would.
is about doing the right thing too.
I'll take your word for it until I see it.
I think you would like the message in this movie.
Am I going to like it better than Italian messaging in movies?
Of course you will.
Okay. Just checking.
Of course you will.
I'll be lectured by Italian people who make bad
I'm
movies.
going to add it and you can just be mad at me later.
Yeah. You guys get to add one that I get to add. Troop Beverly Hills. No. That's not
He doesn't know the link to the Wheel of Destiny.
No, that is not going to happen. That one shows up on the Wheel of Destiny. I will claim that your computer was hacked and we will spin again.
Nope.
That's the one with Shelley Duvall,
Yeah.
right? No, is it Shelley Duvall or Shelley? She was the one
She
who
was
was
the
on
one in
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, I don't know if it was Shelley Duvall. Shelley Duvall might be the one who played in The Shining, I think. I think I'm getting my Shelleys mixed up.
Your Shelley's from the 80s. Shelley Long.
Shelley Long. Thank you, Davey Hartzell.
He got that. Don't worry, Davey. I've got the Wheel of
Davey,
Destiny.
they
He
looked the
doesn't.
same to me. One was a blonde and one was dark haired. And they were skinny. They went to spin class too often.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clearly not my problem yet.
Hey, Bobby, how's Davey Hartzell? Please, no. Yeah, tell Davey no Troop Beverly Hills. Davey, if you want to watch that and come do your own review on Tuesday, we'll set aside a 5-minute span for you to do the review. I will not watch the movie, but I will read like a review of it and then make fun of it.
I may or may not have added it to the wheel.
Goodness gracious. All right.
Look, Rachel McAdams looks really cute in this movie. See?
She's always really cute.
And it's got the ginger from the new incarnation of Star Wars. The ginger, he's on Kylo Ren's side, but then he defects. He's always the one that's like getting. What's his name?
Oh yeah.
He's in it. This guy.
Yeah,
That
I
dude.
know who he is. He did a really good job playing
Richard Curtis.
playing an annoying person.
Well, he's endearing in this one.
He was really annoying in the other. You mean he can act unlike George Clooney?
Oh wait, his name is Domhnall Gleeson.
Okay.
Bill Nighy's in it. Margot Robbie's in it.
Blake said she was a mid. I don't know what that means.
Margot Robbie's not a mid.
I know.
She's
Who was
the
it?
vixen.
Who called? Was it Barbie last year that got called a mid?
Yeah.
And it was just everyone was appalled.
I think it's just rage bait. People were doing that just to increase interactions. Which rage bait doesn't bother me as much as these stupid fake AI pictures that people create just to increase engagement. It drives me crazy.
What's a fake AI picture? Give me an example.
I can show you. Here, I gotta email it so I can show the audience too. Because like it makes me mad. And then I screenshot it and I show my husband and I show
sorry
Clay.
I asked a simple question.
Yes. Dude, it makes me so mad. Hold on. Keep talking.
Keep talking
Yep.
while we find a fake AI picture
I
to
got
replace
it.
the
I'm
real
just emailing
conversation that we're having right now. Just think about this is
Do you
want to
hear about my trip?
I do want to hear about your trip, and I also want to hear about the debate. And we also have 5 questions,
Yep.
and we got about 20 minutes to get those in. So I'm going to have to put a trip timer on you.
All right.
You're going to have to do the trip story in less time than you took Davy's spin class.
Okay. So my trip was a lot of fun. It was just a super fast trip. I got to meet the people that hire me in Ohio for the first time, so that was nice.
Oh, cool.
We went to the Tate Art Museum in Cincinnati, which was really cool. It was a beautiful museum, and it was fun to go to an art museum with my brother, who's interested in like art to a certain degree.
Yes.
And didn't rush me. So it's the first time I've been in a museum and haven't been rushed by my kids in like a decade and a half. So it was nice to just slowly wander through an art museum.
I just want you to know in our family, art was a 4-letter word.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, you don't spell good.
No, we were not. To this day, people are like, hey, do you want to go to this museum or do you want to do this art exhibit? I'm like,
Not your bag.
it's just not my thing. Now, ask me to go outside. Do you want to go on a trip somewhere? Do you want to go climb a mountain? Do you want to go on a trail? Do you want to go surfing? Yeah, I'm all in. But the whole art thing,
Did I call it the Tate Museum? It's the Taft Museum. It's the Taft Museum because it's President Taft's older half-brother's house, which is cool because you're wandering around through this
Was he a large man?
old
too?
house. You know, President Taft wasn't that large. If he got stuck in that bathtub, then I probably would have gotten stuck in that bathtub. He was large by those days' standards. But the wild part about my trip is that we had to get to the airport super early in the morning to fly home. So we schedule an Uber the night before.
This
Uber
is
shows
dangerous.
up early.
Okay.
We get our stuff in the car. We get loaded in the car. Engine dies.
Okay.
It takes him 10 minutes to go 2.5 blocks because the engine just keeps cutting out. And then it takes like 3 tries to get it cranked up again. I think that it's a manual transmission because I can't see. I'm behind the driver, so I can't see. My brother is in the passenger side, so he can see what's going on. So I'm thinking like he just can't drive stick.
Was it an electric car?
It was not an electric car, but it was a car that did not work.
Okay.
And so we ended up having to take our stuff out of the vehicle and walk back to the house.
Yes.
And we had to wake up the boyfriend of the person whose house we were staying in and get him to drive us to the airport.
Yes.
And then he drove like a bat out of hell, got us to the airport. So we get into the tram. My brother gets out to get to his gate. Then the train breaks down. I have to get out of the train and walk on the gangplank along the tracks to get to the next opening so I can get to my terminal. I text my brother. I'm like, you're not going to believe this. Because the train dies and then it tries to start up again and then it dies again, just like the Uber did. And so
just a quick question. When you got to the airplane, did they go, welcome to our newest Boeing airliner?
no, it wasn't Boeing.
Okay.
Thank goodness. So yeah, I was a little nervous and I was praying a lot, but no other vehicles died that day.
Yeah.
Lots of gate changes. So it was a comedy of errors getting home, but I did get home. All right. So I found the AI picture and
Hang on one second. Before you
Okay.
go AI story,
All right.
Barbara Jean wanted to know if I'd ever been to the Smithsonian. So
Yeah.
I will tell you the Smithsonian was amazing. Air and space, absolutely off the charts. Natural history was wonderful, and American history, fantastic.
Yes.
Absolutely wonderful places.
I almost got arrested at
Not
the
much
Smithsonian as a
artwork in
child.
there, but a lot of really cool things.
The Smithsonian's where I learned that you're not allowed to touch the art.
Ah.
And that's because I was little and I crossed the line.
Mm.
And so that was the other thing about the Taft Museum is they don't have like velvet ropes. They just have sensors. And so my brother and I would get close to it to point out details and talking about like little details of the art. And a buzzer would go off and we didn't realize at first what it was doing. And so then it became funny because no matter how close he got, he wouldn't set off the buzzer. But I could be further back than him. But as soon as I pointed at it, it would set it off. And so it was just like the Taft Museum just didn't like me. I don't
So
know.
when you buy Amanda's book or autobiography in a few years, chapter 7 will be where I learned to cross the line and how I continued to cross it for the rest of my life.
Well, I didn't almost get arrested this time. I definitely touched the art at the Smithsonian before my parents noticed.
Yeah, Bobby, I thought Uber had standards. Okay.
Yeah, it looked like a nice car from the outside, but evidently the engine was a methed out hamster and he was at the tail end of his bender.
Yeah.
So I've got the AI picture. So this looks like a lovely picture, right?
Yes.
It's a military family. The husband and the wife are both serving, and there's 2 children. And if you just look at it,
And
you're
they
like,
look like they're serving.
and it's just adorable, right? Until you zoom in and realize the details that this is an absolute manufactured AI picture. Look at these hands. The baby's got 2 thumbs, and then what is that? 5 non-thumb fingers.
Is that a little eye in the middle of all that stuff? Is that no, to the left of the hand?
Where? There?
I know from this angle, it just looks like there's another face buried in there.
This hand is just broken.
Yeah.
And this arm goes into a hand. And then there's somehow this baby's hand is going through the arm of the other one and on the stomach. Like, this is horrifying. And then look at the baby's leg. It's got 3 knees. So there's this page that people save or share all the time on my Facebook page, and it's almost always coming out of this like Maymay's Kitchen Facebook page, and they're just creating this horrible AI imagery and then clicking, why won't this picture get shares and likes? And so then people share it and like it because it's, you know, someone in military garb or an American flag or a GI with like missing legs. And then if you zoom in, if you actually look at the details of the picture, it's horrific AI butchery and it doesn't even look real at all. And it's just generated just for people to like it and love it and share it. And it drives me crazy.
See, this will ruin pictures because people aren't going to be able to believe anything they see in pictures anymore.
Yeah.
So eventually people either going to have to dive deeper into the matrix or they're going to have to walk away from the matrix and go, I'm just not going to look at that anymore because none of it's real.
There are people I'm about to mute on my Facebook page because they keep sharing these pictures. And I don't care if it's like AI pictures of, you know, animals or landscapes or whatever, because whatever. But when it's like making this false narrative of it's my birthday and nobody will like me because I'm ugly, and it's this beautiful person that has been AI generated, but they've got like 47 thumbs. Like, come on now. Please stop sharing this stupid engagement bait. It's garbage. It drives me crazy.
So Amanda's not a fan of AI, but is a huge fan of art, setting off the alarm, and doing spin class.
Yes.
Did I miss anything?
Nope.
Okay. While you were gone, we did have a huge debate about hate bait, where a woman posted that one of her kids' friends' moms had a play date and then wanted to charge for the play date. Have you seen this?
No.
Yes, it was in a complete breakdown of the number of juice
boxes.
Boy, I don't say that often. Juice boxes, crayons, paper, all of this stuff. And someone finally said, hey guys, it's a joke and you guys need to get over this. But she actually posted on Am I the Jerk?
Yeah.
On, I think, Reddit or one of those sites about wanting
Am I
to
the
charge.
a-hole?
Yes, that too. But yes.
Well, I'm the mom that's like, if your kid's over, like if I have it, then they can eat it. Like I'm not going to tell a kid they can't eat food at my house.
Well, this was the whole charge thing for somebody coming over. And it's like, boy, times are tough. Playdates just got expensive.
I mean, we traveled with a family that had more kids than us, and we all shared a cabin. And at first, the other mom was like, "Oh, well, I'll buy you another pack of that." I'm like, I brought it because I expected it to be shared.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to bring it to a family vacation where we're sharing a residence with another family and then be like, "You cannot have any of my food." Like, I don't care. You can eat some of my food. It's all right. I'm assuming I'm going to end up eating some of your food, or my kids will.
It's all good.
It's all right.
Yeah, we go on surf trips and whatever's in the kitchen's fair game.
Yeah. I mean,
If
that's
somebody
just it.
bought it, we're going to eat it. And you know what? If we eat it, we'll go get some more of it. It's okay. It's all going to be fine.
I would never eat the last of anything though. I wouldn't, especially not without asking. Like if I really want it and it's the last of something, then I'm going to ask. But if I didn't buy it and if we're all there sharing everything, then I don't care.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. The debate. You said you made it home in time to watch.
Yeah.
I went to bed. I did not watch a minute of it. I
No?
did read about it. I did watch reviews of it.
Dude.
I did catch a few minutes. However, I had one observation about it. I finally now realize what I look like when you begin telling long stories on the show.
Face training. Got to work on that face training.
I now understand that we're just going
Wait,
to have a rule on this
which
show.
one's you,
When
Biden
you go
or
on the
Trump?
when you go on the long story,
Yeah.
and you just need to have the camera on you, because otherwise I will look like Biden. I will have lost all interest, and I will just be aimlessly looking
Yeah.
around the studio. And then when you're finished,
All right.
you okay, Boomer?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're finished, I'm just going to look at the audience and go, do you understand what she said? Because I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think you understood what you
I
said.
don't think you understand. I had a very conservative friend and his wife who is more liberal.
Yeah.
He thought that line was hilarious. She saw no joy in it at all.
No.
No joy. Not even a chuckle.
Yeah.
So, yes. So what were your comments? What were your thoughts?
So
90 minutes of hell. How was it?
it was wild. I watched it with as part of a comedian's live stream, and they had like drinking party rules, and that made it a little more palatable.
Okay.
But it started out, and I'm like, "There's no way this is Biden." Like, he did not sound good. His voice got stronger as it went on, but just the sound of his voice sounded so weak and feeble to begin with that it was like this is just going to be bad. And I mean, Kamala Harris, like, slow start, but strong finish. No, like, he got a little bit of momentum in the middle. He wasn't making sense at all the whole time, but he sounded stronger in the middle. But it was bad. It was bad. There's a reason why Van Jones and Cenk Uygur and MSNBC and CNN personnel were on the verge of tears. It was not a good
last time
showing.
I saw the media crack up that bad was when Trump beat Hillary in 2016.
Yeah.
And it was just a rolling montage of all of these people losing it. The best moron out of the bunch was Joe Scarborough, who 4 weeks ago, this is all a joke. This is all taken out of context, and Joe Biden is the sharpest. He actually said this might be the best Joe Biden we've ever had.
Wow.
Is like what he phrased
They
it.
got cocky because of the State of the Union didn't go as bad as everyone thought it would.
Well, the other
And so
thing
they
that-
got cocky.
the one of the articles I read is that they were ready to dump Biden if there had been a red wave in the midterms.
Yeah.
But because there wasn't a red wave, you're like, well, he held it together. You can't get rid of him, which kept anybody from getting in the Democratic primary that was meaningful. So they canceled the Democratic primary and they said, here's our guy. And Joe will get this done. And then they just hid Joe.
Yeah.
And in this clip you're watching, he looks again completely lost, and his wife is the one doing all the campaigning. She is not giving up that power.
She's introing him. He does take it over, and he sounds much stronger at this as this goes on than he did the entire debate. But that's the difference between having to think on your feet because you're having to give answers off the cuff and having something prepared. He can give a prepared speech and seem somewhat with it. But having to think on his feet is not good. And so what struck me about this little clip, and I was trying to get it queued up so we didn't have to listen to more of her voice than we
She's
had
very
to.
shrill in that
She's
clip.
very shrill.
Not a voice I would want to listen to yelling at me.
No, but what struck me about it is just his face. If you've ever been a coach or a teacher with preschool age kids and or even toddlers, and you're encouraging them about like, good job potty training, or that was an amazing job coloring in that picture. They have like an innocent smile of I did good. And that's what struck me about this is he's got the face of a toddler that is getting praised. And that this is not okay, y'all. I mean, and we can play it if you want, but it's just, she's being incredibly condescending and the way he's reacting to it is just, it's very infantile.
Well, I think the word behind him it's not what they were hoping for because it's let's go, Joe. And really that had a different meaning that day.
Let's go.
Let's go, Joe. Let's go, Joe.
Let's
it's
go
time to go, right? It's just that phrase behind them that day, not good. I'm reading this as you're showing
also
the bit. I'm
the
like, that's just not a
art,
good
the
day.
way, just from a style perspective, if you don't want it to look like Joe get out, maybe say, let's go. Have the emphasis be on let's go and not on Joe. Like it just seems.
Joe got to go.
Yeah. All right. So this is a clip. It's super condescending. You answered every question.
Play it through till she says lied.
Yeah. His face looks like a little kid.
So here's the interesting thing about that clip. As they're saying Trump lied the night before, and they all lie in these debates, right? Every single one of them. I'm getting an email that morning from the Joe Biden campaign. Right? And it's just a standard, we're mass mailing out to everybody. We want money and you got to help us out and blah, blah, blah. So here is what the Joe Biden campaign sent their followers or people who think they follow them enough to give them money, right? Davis. They always call me Davis. Somehow that became my first name. Last night, the American people saw who Donald Trump is. The delusional, the lying, the racism, the xenophobia, the admiration of dictators, the utter cruelty. Now, I'm okay. You're calling out names for your opponent. Trump does the same thing. All candidates do that. Okay.
That doesn't reflect reality of what was said that night,
I agree with that,
wild.
but here it comes. Here comes the whopper. Instead of properly handling the COVID crisis, Trump played golf and told people to inject bleach.
Nope.
Now, that has been debunked so many times. But they keep going with it. And it's like, wait a minute. First of all, you're bringing up something that everybody wants to forget. Nobody wants to remember that year and a half or 2 years. You're bringing that uncomfortable memory back up.
Yeah.
And then you're saying something about it that isn't true. You're 0 for 2
that
in that argument.
Everyone that's honest knows isn't
You're
true.
0 for 2. You're 0 for 2.
And so that's what's crazy. If you watched CNN's fact check,
Yes.
the dude that did it, he's so dejected. And he's like, he just has to list a bunch of things that Biden said that were inaccuracies. And it was telling. So Van Jones even admits, like, I work for Joe Biden, and that was not a good showing. Like, I thought you worked for CNN, Van Jones. I didn't think that you were part of the Biden administration.
Was at work. It was worked for. I think it was worked for, and I think it was he worked for Joe at some point in time in the past.
I might have misheard it, but it sounded like I work for Joe Biden.
Somebody put together a clip of the end of the debate. So the debate ends, Donald Trump, mic off, lights right. Donald Trump walks off stage right. He's gone. He is out the door. He is gone. He's confidently walking out. Jill has to walk up and help Joe down the stairs. It does not look good for him going down the stairs.
No.
Now, in Joe's defense, it's a stage. It's a set of steps that they built to look good more than they made usable. So I'm going to give them that. And if you're an older guy, it's probably a harder set of stairs to get down. But where do they go? They don't leave the stage. They walk right up to Dana Bash and to Jake Tapper and start chatting them up. And that's the difference between Donald Trump. Donald Trump doesn't care what Dana Bash and Jake Tapper think of him. He just cares what the American people think about him.
So to counter what you said, and I know you're giving deference, but Jill walks down the stairs normally.
Yes, she does.
She walks down the stairs normally, and so does Trump. So the only one that we see in the video not walk down the stairs normally is Biden. And he's walking down the stairs the way I was when I was at my sickest. When I had incredible joint pain. I had 60% of the blood volume that an adult's supposed to have. And I was weak and I couldn't make it down the stairs normally. My joints were hurting too bad. I was too stiff and in too much pain to make it down the stairs normally. That's the way he's walking down the stairs. He's doing the side one step at a time, 1 foot at a time. They meet on the step, and then that's the way I had to walk down the stairs when I was at my sickest.
He walked down the stairs like an elderly person.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's the way I walked down the stairs when I was sick.
Walking down the stairs that way.
Yeah.
The other post debate, so the Democrats all freaked out on Friday. I was at lunch with Blake and Troy, and I thought I was going to have to give Blake a hug. Felt bad for him.
Did he think that was going to go well?
No. And then you had Nancy Pelosi give an interview Sunday morning with Dana Bash again, saying that the one with dementia, doctors reviewed the tape, and the one that really has dementia is Donald Trump.
Really?
She said Donald Trump, and then she lost complete track of what she was trying to say. And it was like, Nancy, I think you're the one in trouble too. I mean, you just stay too long. You stay too long. Don't stay too long. Andy says, I think the media is finally acknowledging the deficiencies just in case Biden has to withdraw. Biden can't withdraw.
It was the Biden administration that demanded the early debate, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was them. If it was the Biden administration that demanded it, it's because they're worried Joe won't be able to debate in the fall because his cognitive decline is so great. Or it's somebody that works in the camp that's like, we got to get rid of Joe. I got to show people really how bad he is, and then we can get somebody in. The problem is they're too far down the line. So the primaries have been held, and each state has different rules for changing the name of the person on the ballot. There are some states where even if Joe were to die, his name is going to appear on the ballot unless the legislature convenes and passes a new law. Now, I'm not saying in some blue states they couldn't do this, but you're not going to do this in swing states where you don't have complete control of the legislature. And you're definitely not going to be able to do it in red states. So the Democrats are finding out we're stuck with this guy. And even if something bad happens to him, he's going to be on the ballot, which is they're way past a point of we could get rid of Joe. They passed that last summer when they decided we're not doing a real live primary season because we don't want Joe to get worn out, which to me, it might have helped him. It might also have shown just how bad he was doing. So, did you find info that you would like to correct me on?
So not to correct you. I'm just saying the earliest debate up until this presidential cycle was 1980. And that debate was September 21st.
Yes.
A debate in June is completely unheard of.
No. It's very, you have to look state by state on what the rules are for replacing someone. And it is not easy to do. And I've said this before, the Democrats are already in trouble in the state of Ohio because their Secretary of State's rules say that the person must be nominated by a certain date. That date is the week before the Democratic convention. If they wait until the Democratic convention to nominate Joe, they will have missed having him on the Ohio ballot by 7 days.
Well,
or 6
what
days
I
or
heard,
whatever
the
it is.
only way they could switch Joe is if they convince him to, at the convention, to hand off his delegates to someone else. That's the only way that they can do it.
Yes. In Wisconsin, and again, Wisconsin's controlled by Democrats for the most part, so they could change this. But their law says any person who files nomination papers and qualifies to appear on the ballot may not decline nomination. The name of that person shall appear upon the ballot, and that one is except in the case of death of the person. Nevada, on the other hand, changes cannot be made to the ballot after 5 p.m. on the fourth Friday in June. So he's stuck, right? Unless the nominee dies or is adjudicated insane or mentally incompetent. They've let a lot of other Democrats run. I don't think they've, that bar counts.
If they did, what is it? Amendment 25? If they did that, would they be able to swap it?
Again, it's every state will be different. Texas, Biden has until the 74th day before November 5th to formally withdraw from the ballot. What you're going to have is there's not a uniform law across the country. Each state is different. So you're going to have this entire mishmash if they replace him of you're on the ballot here, you're not on the ballot there, you're maybe on the ballot here if we change the law and we have enough time to get it done.
Yeah.
It's a mess. The person right now who would be having a heart attack is Vicky Oaks. Vicky
Right.
Oaks would be like, oh my gosh, you mean I have to, Vicky is by the rules and she does everything that way. Yes.
So according to New York Magazine, the reason it got scheduled when it did was because they clinched their party's nomination so early, and Biden publicly dared Trump to a debate, saying, well, make my day, pal. And within hours, the two were set to debate in June they're also set to debate in September, but the first one would normally be in September.
What? And Chip Roy,
So Biden dared Trump. That's why it was set so early.
Yeah, and Chip Roy I generally like is like, hey, we should file 25th Amendment. We should put that in motion and remove Biden from office because he's not competent, right? Chip, just leave it alone. We put up with 3.5 years of this. Just leave it alone. I like you, but of all your ideas, that's a bad idea. Just leave that one alone.
I just don't. The only reason that I'm like, please don't do the 25th Amendment thing is that I don't want Kamala Harris to be the first female president. I mean, she's such a dumpster fire. I don't want her name to go down in history as the first female president. I can't.
As a man, I have no comment on this because I cannot win no matter what I say in this argument. So I'm out.
Gross me out.
I'm out. I think she has proven her worth.
Yeah.
I will leave it at that. You can judge that any way you want.
Did you see her get salty with Anderson Cooper?
She has proven her worth.
So she was brought on to give a reaction to the debate, right?
Yes.
So he's asking her to respond about his poor performance on the debate. And she said, I'm not here to talk about the previous 90 minutes. Why would we do that? We just watched it. And it's like, that's the whole reason you were brought on. And then she's like, I'm not going to answer to what I just saw. I'm going to answer to the 3 years that I've been seeing. And Anderson's like, is this the man that you've been in meetings with for the past 3.5 years? And she wouldn't answer the question.
I don't think she's been invited to a lot of those meetings.
I don't think either of them have been invited.
I don't think
they've sat in meetings
I don't
together.
think Jill wants anybody around when she's making decisions. Yeah. But honestly, I really was surprised because usually Kamala can spin about anything, right?
Oh, Anderson, terrible.
I'm not here to talk about 90 minutes ago. Because 90 minutes ago just holds us back. I'm here to talk about the thing that enables us to move forward in the future, which is what I'm here to talk about. And if we talk about the last 90 minutes, I'm not going to be able to help you understand where we're going from here because that's in the past.
Yeah.
And we don't deal in the past, Anderson. We're dealing in the future of this country.
Because we can't change the past.
That's the kind of answer I expected from her.
Yeah.
And she didn't give her usual answer. All right, we have 5 questions.
We do have 5 questions.
It's Monday. We got 5 questions. There's a lot of them we need participation from.
All right.
Okay. Best fireworks and location you've ever seen. I am completely biased. I've seen some fireworks other places. To me, the most amazing place is St. Augustine.
Yeah. So the best, just fireworks show, fireworks exploding in the sky, I would say is St. Augustine. The coolest 4th of July fireworks experience I ever had, though, was when I was I was visiting my friend in Germany. Her dad was working at Ramstein Air Force Base, and they knew where there was a pasture that we could access for a picnic. And so we were on a hill over the Air Force Base, so the fireworks exploded below us.
Oh, cool.
And we're having a picnic with amazing European cheeses and wines, and it was fantastic. And listening to our own playlist of music, and there were sheep just down the hill from us, so that was kind of cool and picturesque, and the fireworks were below us, and that was really cool. But it's weird that one of my favorite 4th of Julys was in Germany.
That's cool.
But it was an Air Force base.
As an Air Force base. You were on American territory. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Best 4th of July cocktail.
All right. So there's something called a blue butterfly, and I think it could be really cool with a splash of grenadine.
Did you miss the episode about LA Law?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind.
this a drug reference? I don't
No,
know.
it's not. You'll look it up later.
All right.
You'll laugh. Not going to help you out.
All right. Well, it's a cocktail with vodka and a little blue curacao. It's delicious. It's a little sweet for my everyday, but it's nice for a holiday. And it's delicious and it's picturesque and beautiful. And here it is. I'll show everybody.
That looks amazing.
But it's very fun for a holiday that is blue. I'm trying to find the recipe, but it's a stupid website that puts the recipe at the bottom of a long story. There we go.
You guys will find
Here
it.
we go. So it's vodka, blue curacao, lemonade, a little bit of 7-Up. It's good.
You know me, I'm a bourbon drinker.
Yep.
But occasionally a beer on the 4th of July just seems right.
Yeah, Sam Adams.
It just seems right. Sam Adams, yes. How did you know?
It's fitting. You drink Guinness on St. Patrick's Day. You drink Sam Adams on
No,
4th of
I
July?
don't drink Guinness. I really have, I don't drink Guinness on that day.
What?
Perfect with tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, as long as you got something.
Yeah. Barbara Jean saw fireworks in D.C. That's cool.
I have seen some of the shows there, and I've had family that have seen them there, and I bet they are just absolutely gorgeous over them all.
Especially when there's a Republican president, right?
I don't know. It's kind of just...
I mean, so one year Arsenio Hall had a 4th of July fireworks display, and I
Yes.
remember, and it was that little thing you set on fire and then it grows like the snake, the like crusty black turd thing grows out of it. And that was
Yes.
the Arsenio Hall 4th of July fireworks display. So when a Democrat's president, that's what I imagine
That's
it's
what you
like in
imagine.
DC. But what would be cool, I think, Christy Nome did the fireworks at the Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
At Mount Rushmore. I think that would probably be pretty cool.
Were any dogs hurt during the production of those
I
fireworks?
don't care.
Just asking. Just asking.
Oy, oy, oy.
All right. The important question about lunch
Lunch.
on the 4th of July or an early dinner before the fireworks.
Yeah.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburgers? Hot
Hamburgers or hot dogs? We usually do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
We have a few vegan people in the family as well. But hamburgers
Go
are
with God, my friend.
I can tell you, I'm with you. I can tell you that's the one day I'm usually a hot dog guy. It's
Yeah.
4th of July.
I'm more of a hot dog person in general. That's how I got 3 kids. Sorry. Preferably nice spicy sausage. I feel like this is just getting me into more trouble. Yes, I prefer hot dogs to hamburgers.
I'm just letting you dig. I'm just letting you
started
dig
it.
the hole that you just go right ahead and dig. I'll just sit right here and just smile.
You started it.
Yes.
I like hot dogs with spicy mustard, especially daddle mustard. I'm all out.
I
need to
love
go buy and get
daddle on a hot dog. Coleslaw.
Oh,
Coleslaw on a hot dog sometimes.
Oh,
I'm not. I don't do cheese and chili on a hot dog.
You are Southern. Coleslaw on a hot dog.
Coleslaw on a hot dog, yes.
I worked a hot dog cart, and it was always the real thick Southern accent construction workers that wanted coleslaw on a hot dog.
Coleslaw.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Okay, best flavor of homemade ice cream.
Best flavor.
Best flavor. We used to have a couple that ranked up there. One was banana ice cream, and the other was peach ice cream. And I got to tell you, homemade, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so good. And my problem is I would like catch the rock salt coming out of the
Yeah.
churn. I don't know how much salt I put in, how much sodium I put in my body that day. Probably about 17 times the normal daily
Your
healthy
blood matched
allowance.
the
Yes,
ocean?
it probably did. Yeah, it probably did.
I think for homemade ice cream, I'm classic and boring. I'm vanilla. Bobby.
Bobby, if Davey was here, he would have said it.
Have you had the Costco hot dogs? Meat's not great, but those things will fill you up.
Yes. Yeah. Peach ice cream. I'm telling you, that was
Yeah.
that was a go-to at our house. That was one of the things when we got together. Everybody was sitting outside in chairs. It was hot as blazes,
Yeah.
and once that ice cream got made, it was just like the best end of the day.
Yeah.
And you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for that churn to stop going so you could.
Keely mentioned butter pecan with amaretto drizzled on it.
Yeah.
The winery's cream sherry is excellent. on,
Okay.
on ice cream.
The winery's cream sherry. You can get it at the
San Sebastian
San
Winery.
Sebastian Winery. Okay.
Yep. Cream
Can buy
sherry and
local.
ice cream. Yeah.
All right. This one we got just enough time for. The hardest word for you to type or to spell.
This is so embarrassing.
Mine is just as bad. Do you want me to
It's
go
so
first or you want to go first?
So
Please don't tell me it's hot dog.
It's not.
Okay.
I can
good.
spell a hot dog.
Okay.
So my husband, we all know, was a chef for the majority of our relationship.
Yes.
And I couldn't spell restaurant without autocorrect's help.
Really?
Yeah. I can't A or AU or UA. Like, it just blows my mind.
I am the worst speller. I've gotten better as I've gotten older because I guess I'm slowing down and paying attention, or I'm just finally learning from my spelling mistakes.
Yeah.
Autocorrect has helped a lot because if I see it
Yeah.
a bunch, I'm like, okay, got it.
Yep.
There's one word, though, that I have in so many of my emails, and I just struggle not to spell it, but to type it.
Yeah.
So it's thanks or thank you.
Yeah.
So I can't get my finger off the shift key fast enough.
Yeah.
Because the T and the H are right next to each other on the keyboard, that it's always capital T, capital H.
Yeah.
And then I spell the rest of the word, and it won't autocorrect that. It will not autocorrect. If you leave it all lowercase, it'll put a capital T on it. But if you put the capital T and the capital H, the program
stuck.
just looks at you like, well, you can go back and fix that yourself. If you're that stupid, I'm not helping you.
That's
I
your
have
own
to
problem, dummy.
self-correct that like 10 times a day. And I'm like, please, would my finger just get off the shift key a little fast? And it's like a nanosecond. It's like one finger is like light speed
So
and the
what is
other
that?
finger is moving in $6 million
So
man
that's
slow motion.
your left pinky is
Yes.
lazy? Is that
My
what you're
left
saying?
pinky cannot get off the shift key fast enough.
Lazy
Meanwhile,
left
I'm like,
pinky.
bang, bang. I got the TH and out. And I'm like, gosh, darn it.
All right. Lazy lefty. That's your new nickname.
Thanks.
Tanks. What?
Thanks for that. So yeah, that's
1,000
fine.
points. You'll get that tank.
Yes. All right. Tomorrow, there's a morning show on. We will be back in an afternoon show. I hear too that Davey sometimes shows up
Yes.
for. Maybe he'll be there tomorrow. We have a guest tomorrow night who we don't know who it is. Davey will be here tomorrow.
Yes.
There's like a 4% chance that I will be here because I have planning and zoning.
No one
tomorrow.
believes that.
I don't even believe that when I say it. It's going to say 5% and I lowered it down.
Yeah.
When I say that I might be here for that Tuesday, that is my weatherman segment.
Yeah. I believed him one Tuesday and I was all ready to go. And he's like, yeah, he didn't answer me for the longest time. And he's like, I'm at home already. No, we're not having a show.
I have no control over the agenda.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's a long agenda tomorrow, but there's a couple items on there. I'm going, yeah, that could take a few minutes.
It's a bureaucratic hostage situation. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
it's just I think it take a while to review some of the items we have before us.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know which ones it might be or not be, but I just see that. So I will be here Wednesday. Levi's supposed to be back Wednesday. You'll be here Wednesday. Might do some trivia Wednesday because we will not be here
'cause
for
we won't be here
Thursday.
Yep.
So I'll see if the Blevins boys maybe want to pop in and maybe we'll do a little trivia.
All right.
Might be laced
With Levi?
a whole. Well, it would be fun to have Levi in
Yeah.
on some trivia.
That's a lot of
Look, it's
bodies
a-
and seats.
It's his second show, so it's time we just throw him to the wolves.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, it's time. Like here's
It's
Troy.
trial by fire here.
meet Troy and Blake. Good luck.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Nah, we'll figure it out. And Clay was great last week. Did an amazing job.
Thank you, Clay.
We referred to it as Clay's afternoon detention, but he did extremely well.
Yeah, wow.
He did great. And Davey, every summer, Darcy goes and gets one beach magazine. You have saved me whatever this thing costs because I'm
The
taking.
magazines cost now $13.
I don't know.
Flip it over.
I have no idea. It used to be on the top, but I think Kate's picture.
I think it would be there, but this one got shipped.
I bet it's like 7 or 10.
We now know. That's not Davey's address.
That's not, Davey, what were you doing?
Gonna say we know where Davey lives,
what
but
were
it's
you
not
doing
Davey's
at this address, Davey? All right, we'll figure out. Oh, that's actually
Yeah, it's printed. It's not a sticker.
man. How do you know what
Yeah.
it costs? Now I'm curious. Look
I'll
at this.
Google
Now I'm reading it without ever
They
knowing
tricked
what
you.
I know. You would think there'd be a price in there that would say this is what it costs. Maybe they're all just free. But yeah, I'll bring this home to Darcy. She will be very happy that her summer reading is now complete.
They now cost $6 a magazine.
What? You used to be able to pay $6 for an entire year of Sports Illustrated and get a tote bag and a team's jersey and a hat.
All right. Sorry.
And one magazine a year that was really worth waiting for. You know, the Super Bowl issue.
Sure. We all believe you.
All right, this is the Mike Davis Show. We will be back tomorrow without me. I'll see you guys Wednesday.
Bye.